Welcome to the Blueprint for all your tips, tricks, and advertising needs. In honor of Juneteenth, we wanted to provide some diversity resources in the advertising industry.
To start off, many groups are starting to create resources for marginalized groups,
such as these two groups run by the American Marketing Association, the DEI Task Force and the DEI Advisory Group, where DEI stands by diversity, equity, and inclusion.
The task force is defined as their small group of motivated chapter leaders that have united to take immediate action to amplify Black, Indigenous, and people of color DEI POC voices.
And the advisory group is a group of professionals that support and advise the director of DEI in building a cross-community.
Next up on our list is the Add a Color organization.
Their goal is to help individuals and organizations rise up in the creative industry and later give back to the communities that they came from.
The organization additionally has different resources and programs you can participate in. Specifically, November 17th to 20th, Add a Color will have a conference, a futures program, a leaders program, and their 16th annual awards program. So be sure to check it out on their website.
We also have Women Who Create. This organization has a mentorship program to help women of color rise up in the creative industry by providing them with support, inspiration, and a community.
The organization also has a grant called the Dream in Color Grant, where they give two $5,000 grants to women of color. One of them is an undergraduate student, and one woman is working on an exciting project that celebrates diversity and inclusion. Unfortunately, the due date already passed, but be sure to have a lookout next year around March. Finally, for the groups category, we have Coffee. This is a quote-unquote fake company where it's designed to help people of color land real jobs. Specifically, it is a way for companies to find search optimizations for specific jobs.
And using Coffee is really easy to do. You add them as a past employer, you list your next dream role as a job title, and now you just wait for recruiters that are looking for that role and find you. So be sure to use that on your LinkedIn. Next, we'll introduce some mentorship resources for anybody trying to break in or grow in the advertising industry. First, we have some past guests of the Breaking and Entering podcast that have experience with diversity and inclusion in the field.
For example, the guests have been Mo Ozenberg, who is the creator of Link It Black, Kayla Griffiths, who is a strategic change agent, and Professor Akintonde, who was on the AMA DEI Advisory Group.
Specifically, all these guests are featured in episode 38, episode 104, and episode 114, respectively. You can listen to their episodes and reach out to them via LinkedIn.
We also have two resources by We Are Next, specifically their Coffee at a Distance program and their International Student Support Network. The Coffee at a Distance program is a database of lots of creative strategists and more that are willing to be mentors for students. You just connect with them on LinkedIn. Specifically, the next round will start in the fall.
And the International Student Support Network is much like Coffee at a Distance, but explicitly catered to our international students seeking support from people who have been in their shoes. Finally, we have LinkedIn Black. Through LinkedIn Black, we found Blacks Who Design, a resource list of people of color in the design industry.
Similar lists to Blacks Who Design are Latinx Who Design, Women Who Design, Women Who Create, Creative Women of Color Database, and the Re-Memory Directory.
Be sure to check out those resources for our mentorship.
The next set of resources are focused on listening, reading, and learning about diversity in the industry. Again, from the American Marketing Association, we have the DEI panel, Mosaic 10, and JPP&M articles addressing race, diversity, and inclusion.
The DEI panel seeks to educate on diversity, equity, and inclusion in the marketing industry. And the Mosaic 10 panel focuses on highlighting inclusive content and offering a view into how different audiences might interpret media differently.
The JPP&M article is written by the Journal of Public Policy and Marketing, and it features topics focused on race and its intersection with marketing public policy.
The Which a Black Ads podcast is a podcast that speaks on the state of marketing and advertising through a very Black lens. They also have an Instagram page. So if you want to learn more about marketing in the Black community, follow this podcast on their Instagram page.
Next, the Black Speakers Collection is a community that is dedicated to closing that wealth gap, solving the pipeline problem, and ensuring that the Black community is no longer an afterthought. So go to there to learn more about all of that.
Next, we have Seeing Black. Seeing Black is a collective of Black photographers who invest in, uplift, and build community around Black visibility.
Finally, we have the Madison Avenue and the Color Line, African Americans in the Advertising Industry book. This was written by Jason Chambers, and it is about the history of Black advertising employees and agency owners.
Lastly, we have some awards and scholarships for stellar advertisers. First, we have the American Advertising Federation's, AAF, Most Promising Multicultural Students. This program connects the advertising industry with the nation's top multicultural college seniors. So make sure to use this if you're a senior trying to break into the advertising industry.
Next, we have the 4A's Multicultural Advertising Internship Program, also known as MAPE. This has 120 young leaders that are selected to a 22-week talent development program. As part of the program, there is a 12-week virtual series, MAPE mentors, and cross-national teams on a project group.
And lastly, we have the American Marketing Association's Valuing Diversity PhD Scholarship. This scholarship seeks to widen the opportunities for underrepresented populations to attend marketing doctoral programs.
And that's the end for all our resources on diversity this week.
You can find every resource mentioned here in this week's Diversity Resources blog post on our parents' company website, www.breaking-entering.com. That's www.breaking-entering.com.
Thank you for listening, and we'll catch you next time on the Blueprint Podcast.